Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Christina from Our Wood Home. Apologies for not having a video out last Monday. I caught the virus that shall not be named and I was completely out for several days, just sleeping and feeling terrible in general. And I'm back now, but my throat is still very dry and scratchy, so that's why my voice might sound a little off. Please don't feel like you need to suggest any remedies or solutions to my sore throat. I'm okay, I'm managing it on my own, and I appreciate the concern. Today's video is a little bit different than what I usually do, but my friend Ashley Kay tagged me in a video, so I thought I would respond and do my own video. I'll tag Ashley's video or her channel or something in the description of this video, so you can go and check that out as well, because it's always fun to learn a bit more about other YouTubers. This is called the I Heart Fall tag, and it's a series of questions asking what types of things you enjoy about the fall season. So I'm going to answer those, and you're supposed to also tag some other YouTubers who might enjoy doing this, but personally I don't actually watch any other YouTubers who would do similar content, so maybe this challenge ends with me, but hopefully you can find others on YouTube if you enjoy this type of video. Alright, let's get into these questions. The first one is, what's your favorite fall scent? I don't use anything scented. I'm very sensitive to fragrance. I get migraines from it, so I prefer all natural smells. Not even essential oils, but the actual physical thing. One of my favorite scents in general is cinnamon, so I really like cooking with cinnamon. I like simmering some spices on the stove to infuse the air with the cinnamon scent. I think that's probably my favorite fall fragrance. The best way to spend a rainy day. I don't like going outside when it's raining. I don't like getting wet, so for me, staying inside by the fire with a nice hot drink and a book or a movie and my knitting is my ideal rainy day situation. The best fall drink. I don't really get takeout drinks a lot. I do like the pumpkin spice flavors in drinks. The Starbucks one is very nice, but I don't get the latte. I just ask them to make a hot chocolate with 2 pumps of pumpkin spice syrup. It's delicious. Because in case you didn't know, pumpkin spice doesn't actually have pumpkin. It's just a blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, allspice, and cloves. So that is really nice mixed in with hot chocolate. In the fall, I really enjoy hot apple cider as well. I like cold cider, but if it's cold outside, I don't really want to be drinking something cold, so I do enjoy a nice hot cider. I'm not a tea or a coffee drinker. I just can't get into either of those, so for me it's either hot chocolate or apple cider. Am I a football lover? No. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, I've just got my phone on my lap with the questions. Here in Canada, football is not really that big of a deal. I know it is in the US, but it's just not really here. People do have some NFL teams that they like to watch, but we also have the CFL, Canadian Football League, and I don't follow either. It's also not really a big thing to have high school football games or college football games. I don't actually know of any college teams in my area. Maybe some of the colleges do have football teams, but I just don't know it. And in high school, not every high school has a football team. The high school I went to didn't actually have a team for close to 20 or 30 years. And then the year after I graduated was the first time that they had a team again. So it's just really not a big deal, and I'm not really a fan of football or any sport. Favorite article of clothing? I don't know that I could pick just one. I make most of my dresses and skirts, so I'm very intentional with that, and I like all of them. They're all my favorites for different reasons. I think maybe my most favorite is a navy blue and white gingham flannel dress that I made. I'll try to put a picture in so you can see, but you might have seen it on my channel before. It's just so comfortable and cozy. My next thing isn't really a piece of clothing, but it's an accessory, so I think that counts, and that's my Blundstone boots. I've been wearing them since 2014. I actually just replaced them at the time of filming this video. The sole was coming apart and they were very cracked and leaky, and since I wear them in the snow, I needed to get a new pair, so Those are still one of my favorites. I'm very excited to have a new pair, but I wear my Blundstones from September until May, even in the snow, and they're great. They're definitely not the most feminine and not the dressiest type of shoe or boot, but I still wear them with my dresses and I just don't care. Favorite fall recipe? This is a hard one. I really like cozy meals, so in the fall and winter I really like to make a lot of soup and stew and chili, and I like to have it with some nice fresh sourdough bread. Like I said earlier, I also really enjoy the seasonal hot drinks, so I think my favorite fall recipe is probably just the chili that I make. I'm not a big follower of recipes. I like to just make up my own as I go. But the problem with doing that is that I don't record them. So every time I make chili, it tastes slightly different because I don't measure anything. But I'm determined to write out a recipe and follow that recipe from now on so that I've got my own personal chili recipe. My favorite thing about fall, again, it's hard to pick just one. I like that it gets a little bit cooler and it's not so sweltering outside. Of course, I enjoy the changing leaves. My birthday is also in the fall. It's in September. My wedding anniversary is in October, at the end of the month. So there's a lot that I enjoy about fall. Probably the thing I enjoy most is just the cooler air and being outside where it's nice and crisp. My favorite fall memory. I feel like it would be bad to say anything besides my wedding, but that is my favorite fall memory. We got married October 28, 2012, so we're coming up on 10 years. It ended up being really nice weather. It was sunny and a little bit windy, but the downside was that all the leaves had fallen off the trees by then, so we were struggling to find some nice trees to take pictures, but we did find a few. Any fall traditions? Not in the sense of like going to a pumpkin patch or going apple picking or something like that. We do try to go out for a lot of walks in the fall. We take our dog and she enjoys running on the trails and up and down in the ravines. And of course, here in Canada, we have Thanksgiving in October, so it is a tradition for our family to get together and just do a little dinner with some other family members. One tradition we started, I think last year, maybe 2020, was to go collect wild apples if we can find any, or if we can't, just buy them from the store, and make our own fresh pressed cider. My husband bought me a cider press for my birthday and we've enjoyed using that. Last question, what is one thing you want to accomplish this fall? That's kind of a hard question. I don't think I have a list of things I specifically want to accomplish before winter hits, but there's always a running list of things to do around the home and property before winter during the fall season. Things like clearing out all the gardens, making sure our firewood is stacked and ready, cleaning out the chicken coop, tidying up the yard so that when the snow comes, we don't have anything hidden underneath the snow that could either be a tripping hazard for us or our dog. There's some outdoor projects we'd like to attempt to do before the winter sets in. Whether or not we have the time, we'll see. I think the biggest thing I'd like to accomplish is just redesigning one of our big garden beds. Right now it's a 20 by 10 foot rectangle, and we've noticed it's just a little bit awkward trying to get around the one side of it and not into our neighbor's yard. So we're going to make that whole garden just a little bit narrower so there's more room for us to drive up the property without making tire tracks on our neighbor's yard. I know that probably sounds a little bit confusing, but I am planning to do a video about the whole garden redesign. You probably won't see it until the spring, so I suggest you stick around, maybe subscribe, turn on notifications if you don't want to miss any videos between now and then. Alright, that was the last question. Thank you to Ashley for tagging me in that. It was kind of fun to think about all the reasons I love the fall season. I have some exciting videos planned for the next few weeks and few months, so I hope that you will stick around. And since we're talking about the fall season leading into winter, allow me to shamelessly plug my new ebook, which is available for purchase right now. It's called Preparing for Winter Like the Proverbs 31 Woman, and it's a short study on what Proverbs 31 can teach us about being prepared. I'm so excited my book has finally come out, and I'll leave a link at the end of this video with some more information about that. So if you feel so inclined, you can check that out. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. And thank you to Ashley for tagging me for this fun video idea.